Long Paul's radiance has many colors. It's called Chappan Langsi. Sometimes it's visible as the brightness, depending on the lion's roar of the Anupap. Is subjected to how Long Paul's blessing. This is regarding the perfection of the Buddhas, of the graces. For Long Paul, whether there is intention for blessing or not, the blessing is always there. The essence is in his nature. With intentions or without, the blessing is always there. Vietnam has a lot of those with great blessed fortune. They just are waiting for the sparkle of the true essence of the nature of all things. Just are waiting for someone to address with the original truth. Right now, the intangible beings are so brightened out. All those angel realms, they are brightening. There are a lot of them who are practicing Dhamma. They do practicing Dhamma. When they listen, they end accordingly. There are a lot of them. And then later on they will be born again as humans. Then they will become those who will take the role as the brightness, and it will be easier for them. There is no such a thing regarding being genius and then being enlightened. It's only about restless with memories, with wisdoms and intelligence. Memories and wisdoms are restless. There are arguments because of their genius with their own opinions. Quarrels all over, everywhere. Arguments here and there. Being genius is from not grasping for the non-grasping itself, not attached to the non-attachment itself. There is no delusive attachment. The upatan creates obstructions because otherwise it's just memorizing. This is not called being genius. It's not going to be called being genius because that is derived from the non-attachment. Is from the essence of cutting within itself, cutting deluded knowing. All the arahants has never been educated in schools. They are enlightened according to the Buddhas since they were young. But they were genius with everything. They didn't go to school at all. Their genius is natural. It's from not attached to the non-attachment itself. Why is that so? Because knowing and seeing has been accumulated across lifetimes so much already. There is just the desire and delusive attachment at the present doesn't block it. Then the reflection happens naturally. Just like people accumulate memories so much so in various stories for many lifetimes across lifetimes. This is like an error. Because of the delusive attachment, desire and delusion at the present intervene too much. Therefore, it's become an error. When not attached to the non-attachment itself, there is no intervention with the present of looking, seeing and knowing. Mind from mind itself, when it's enabled, it will open up naturally, brighten out accordingly, without the intervention of desire and delusion and delusive attachment, projecting for anything, obligation for anything is oppressing eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind. Therefore, all the past great blessed fortune has been blocked. That's why it's called error. When there is no intervention at the present, uninvolved within the uninvolvement itself, no grasping for the non-grasping itself with everything, no desire, delusion and delusive attachment overlaying on top, then the opening will happen all by itself. Clairvoyance through the eyes and ears is just a side effect. But being genius to help end for samsara is more in this point. Purify through the extinction and the emptiness is the point. Supernatural power is just side effect. It's a kind of karmic difficulties from practicing mindfulness, meditative power insights across lifetimes. Therefore, it's become such a karmic difficulty. Therefore, divine eyes and ears are just side effects. It's not true essence of being genius. It's just a kind of karmic difficulty. True genius is from purification through the emptiness and extinction for samsara, without having to have faith first. There is no need to wait for the beings to realize what's going on or faith from them. That is being genius in blessing beings. Purify instantly, right away. Offering the great blessed fortune of the blessing for them right away. When you meet the beings and the beings meeting you, that is timing of the perfection. Don't wait for invitation of faith. Don't wait for them to realize about what they are facing with. Don't wait for them to realize what are they awaiting and meeting and confronting. Purify instantly through the extinction and the emptiness without awaiting for faith, because this has nothing to do with faith or disfaith. Faith or disfaith is like playing playing a Chinese opera.
ต้องแฉอะไร
like a Chinese play. Faith or disfaith is just a decorative emotions. It doesn't work. It cannot be used here. It's a kind of karmic difficulties. It has nothing to do with that at all. When there is faith from the people, you have to purify their faith again. Because faith is a kind of fixation. You have to purify for them again. For example, someone saying that they don't believe anything, you just conclude that it's not about anything within belief or disbelief. To believe or disbelieve is not wrong. Just conclude right away to purify. There is no identification within belief or disbelief. Purify all the delusion that is overlaying within belief and disbelief. Purify it right away. No identification within belief or disbelief, yes or no. Then there is no delusion there. Cut through right away. No grasping for the non-grasping itself. It's not to create faith, creating delusion, creating delusive attachments. When you truly help them towards ending, it has nothing to do with faith or disfaith. Listening and ending accordingly without criticizing or analyzing afterwards. Those in the later generations, they just analyzing and criticizing. That is going further than the essence of the enlightenment, circling within one's own tithi, one's own opinions and wisdoms. When everything is uninvolved within the uninvolvement itself, the ending is right there. Ending within the ending is right there. Cease the ceasing is right there. Use that as a reminder. There is no need to criticize or analyze as one's own tithi furthermore. Because this conclusion neither is owned by oneself or owning by Luangพ่อ. No one owns it. The conclusion that is given here doesn't own by anybody, neither by oneself or by Luangพ่อor anyone at all. What do you think? If it owns by someone, it's gonna be a problem. No grasping for the non-grasping itself cannot be owned by anyone. It doesn't belong to anyone. From not grasping for the non-grasping itself. This is the conclusion from every Buddha era that is given here for you to listen to. This is the heart of all Buddha's essence in every Buddha era. No grasping for the non-grasping itself, not attached to the non-attachment itself, is the conclusion of all the words of all Buddhas in every Buddha era. The later generations, they grasping from Buddha's words. It becomes circling within samsara. It becomes samsara, circling. That's why we need to listen to this conclusion. Everything is derived from not grasping for the non-grasping itself. It's from not attached to the non-attachment itself. Is this the ultimate of the enlightenment? It is everything. It is everything of all the essence of the enlightenment of all Buddhas. This is the conclusion that gives ending within no time. This is not about making it short from the length. This is end within no time. No grasping for the non-grasping itself. Nothing is left. Neither is short or long. The delusion is ended. Nothing is left. The desire, delusion, and delusive attachment is not left here. The conclusion is giving ending within no time. Is the heart of every Buddha era, since the past to the present and in the future. For the Buddhas in the future, the same essence will be given. The essence, the true essence, is from not attached to the non-attachment itself, all the same in every Buddha era. All these days, all the speech is to end difficulties and easiness. This is not to make the difficult thing to become easy. End all of these ideas. End the ending itself. Just like lotus blossom out of itself, it discards its blossoming state, which means that the discards itself. No grasping for the non-grasping itself, not attached to the non-attachment itself. So don't search for lotus flowers that blossom lotus flowers is gonna be old-fashioned. For the Satchidhamma, just listen only, right? Without criticizing or analyzing further. Otherwise, it's gonna create karma and karmic difficulties. Cut through accordingly, ending accordingly, ceasing accordingly. Otherwise, the book will be thicker and thicker. And the closets for these books also will become bigger and bigger as well. Grasping for that which is not about grasping. This is a failure. claiming only Buddha's words, only claiming, being afraid that no one will believe oneself, always claiming. This is so dark. Being afraid that no one will believe oneself. This is being deluded to teach others to believe or disbelieve without cutting through. It has nothing to do with belief or disbelief. Just cut through the cutting itself. When they don't believe you, just claiming the Buddhas, the Tripitaka, claiming these words, that words, this sentence, that sentence, claiming on and on. This is dark. No ability to cut through, to help them, to help others. Selling only the Tripitaka. Selling. Advertising one's own knowledge, to sell one's own knowledge. Not helping through cutting within itself. Only selling knowledge. This sentence, that sentence, this page, that page. This is just grasping for the sake of grasping. Therefore, every sentence just being grasped. 84,000 Dhammakhans, just grasping for them. The true ending doesn't grasp even one sentence. What is that? Not grasping for the non-grasping itself with everything, ending for every sentence. At this time, when we say anything, there is no need to have any consideration for anyone or anything, because there are a lot who lead towards darkness. Therefore, there is no need to be considerate to anyone. The mind, the heart is anatta, is not real self there. Therefore, there is no need to have consideration for any mind. Eating, living is so. Whatever you take is excreting. Whether it is good or not good, it's going down the toilet anyway. It's impossible to not eat because we need to use the gross body as the medium for blessing. Whenever time you bring the best offering, anyhow, it's gonna go down to the toilet as well. Just eat in order to not be hungry. That's all. Just help through ending. Extinction accordingly. This is the best to worship the graces. This is not to practice as a worship, not to bow down or to recite the mantras or meditate, contemplate. The best worship is to end and help through ending for samsara. That is the best worship for the great perfection. That is the ultimate way of worshipping. If you use the most beautiful flowers, they're gonna be rotten again. It's a waste of time to sweep them and wash the vase. Just help through ending accordingly. That is complete in the way of worshipping. And compensation towards the graces. Paying back the gratitude that we owe towards the graces. All the Mahabarami are here to give ending for samsara. That's the point. Mai is not relevant to Mai. Mai that doesn't grasp for Mai itself. Mai that is not relevant to Mai itself. Therefore, the mighty force is become the purification of the extinction and the emptiness. It's not be limited with just Mai or extinction, because it has nothing to do with Mai itself. It's not about any identification within Mai itself. Therefore, it is the mighty force of the boundlessness that purifies for samsara through the extinction and the emptiness. It's not just Mai, within Mai itself. This is Mai that doesn't grasp for Mai. It's not just extinction. The extinction that has no identification within itself. Therefore, it's become the great compassion for samsara instead.